What's crack-a-lackin', all you beautiful people? Welcome to the Creativity Killed the Cat podcast. My name's Andrew Chwalik, and I'm going to be helping you develop creative marketing that won't break the bank. Before jumping into our episode, I'm going to share a fun fact since we're all friends here. I once got lost in a cornfield, and I only made it out because I knew the sun rose in the east and set in the west. Yeah, how crazy is that? All right, on with the show. This is the first ever episode of Creativity Killed the Cat. Pretty exciting, I know. So the story behind this podcast starts with my love of creativity. When I was a kid, art was my obsession, coming to a climax when I got first prize at the art fair in 5th grade for my plankton stealing a Krabby Patty sculpture.
Mr. Krabs, I'm telling you, he's innocent.
Living the high life there. Eventually, the creativity turned into me studying marketing as an undergrad student at Walsh University. I realized I could still create beautiful works of art, but now I could do it for companies. My desire to become a creative marketing wizard took me to Ireland, where I continued my studies at Trinity College, Dublin. Now returning home to the great state of Ohio with 2 very expensive pieces of paper, I wanted to figure out how I could turn all this knowledge and passion for marketing into something impactful. After visiting a few small businesses in the area, I realized they didn't have the know-how or the finances to polish their marketing efforts. That was the conception of this podcast.
Huzzah!
I want to help small businesses and brands that don't have the budget to hire some crazy expensive corporate marketing consultant. Creative marketing should be for everyone. That's where the Creativity Killed the Cat podcast comes in. Every episode, I take one small business or brand and develop some creative marketing concepts that could be implemented as soon as they finish listening to this podcast. We'll talk about each idea and what it would potentially look like as an actual marketing initiative. The best part about all of this is that these ideas can be tweaked and used by a variety of businesses or brands. So if you need a little creativity injected into your marketing, you've hit the jackpot, baby. Now that you know how Creativity Killed the Cat came to fruition and why it exists, let's get creative and start saving some cats. So the first business or brand that we're going to look at is actually an individual's personal brand. This person is a sales professional with over 25 years of sales experience. So he knows what he's talking about. This gentleman is looking for a new job opportunity within the industry, so he wanted to polish his personal brand. Pretty smart on his part. Now, he wanted 2 things specifically to go along with his personal brand. First, to create awareness of his sales expertise, and then second, to become an industry influencer. Now, this project was pretty cool because I was able to sit down with this individual and have a mini consulting type of a session. And I like to think we had some pretty cool ideas. First, this individual already knew that he needed to have a strong personal brand. So he already had some labels and some thank you cards created with a specific color scheme that he wanted to use across his own personal brand. So we sat down and developed a new business card that he could use that really tied his whole brand together. I took the theme from those thank you cards and shipping labels and merged that onto his business card. Once the business card was good to go, I recommended getting all of those printed at Vistaprint. Vistaprint is an online website where you can basically get anything printed or branded, and I've used it myself. It's affordable, and you can get small or large amounts of whatever branded content that you want. And it's really sweet because you can upload any custom design, and they'll print it on almost anything that you can imagine. So if you want to get 500 business cards, it's going to cost you $15. Maybe you want some pens that you can hand out and give around with your brand on them. Boom, they can make that happen. If you want to go hardcore, you can get a t-shirt with your face printed on it and then just throw them out to the crowd when you're at a basketball game. Yeah, maybe don't do that one yet, though. The next thing I recommended was for him to create a blog, and specifically create that blog on Medium. Medium is a platform for bloggers and written content. Really think of it as the Twitter for blogs. And actually, one of the co-founders of Twitter actually ended up founding Medium. So there's a good comparison for you. We ended up creating this blog all about sales because that is what this individual knows all about. So he wanted to tie his personal brand, as we mentioned, to his expertise in sales. I developed a cool, simple logo that went along with this sales blog because in marketing, brand consistency is so important. Think about it. If you're an individual with a personal brand and somebody meets you, you give them a business card, you have one brand that is attached to that. And then later they go and see your website, but your website has a total different color scheme. You're not talking about sales anymore. You're talking about wrestling. The brand consistency thing, it just doesn't really line up, and it gets the person that's viewing it confused. And you don't want to confuse people. You are not a Jigglypuff. Come on now. Sweet. We got the sales blog done. We got an awesome logo that goes with it. That blog is now included on the newly designed business cards. Everything is rolling along quite nicely. However, then we came to an interesting situation of what the URL should be. There was two options, to either have it as that individual's name, or it could have been the name of the blog. I'll use myself as an example here. So the URL for the blog could have been andrewchwalik.com, or it could have been creativitykilledthecat.com. After sitting back and thinking about it for a while and reflecting on the two goals that this individual had, I made my decision on why I think that it should be this individual's name. So it should have been the andrewchwalik.com option. This is because this individual has a goal of becoming an industry influencer. So when somebody goes to andrewchwalik.com, they're going to instantly associate the name of the individual that's in the URL with the content that comes up after typing it in. So as soon as they type in this individual's name into the URL, they're going to be right at this sales blog. So that instantly lets that individual that's observing this content know that this person is all about sales and they know what they're talking about, further cementing the content creator as an industry influencer. I came up with another interesting idea when we were talking about networking and handing out the business card. My thought was to tape an individual Tylenol on the back of each business card. Now, bear with me. I'm not sure the legalities of this idea, so take that for what it's worth. But it could have gone something like this. The person with the business card walks up to another individual at a networking event and says, "Does your sales process give you headaches? I've got your answer." Hand them the business card, and then they're going to see the Tylenol taped on the back along with the sales blog. And first off, the people are going to think it's hilarious, and then they're going to laugh. But then also, they're going to be like, wow, I do get a headache from my sales process, so I'm going to check this guy out. However, like I said, it might not be the ideal scenario to just hand out Tylenol to random people, but just a cool idea that could maybe be tweaked. The final piece of this individual's personal brand was polishing up his LinkedIn profile. Now, thankfully, this guy knew how important it is to have a strong LinkedIn profile, and he was already on the ball with all the content relative to his profile. And for all of you out there, no matter if you're working on your personal brand or if you're going to stay in the job that you have for your entire life, LinkedIn is so important. So make sure that your profile is good to go and it has all of the relevant and organized content that you need it to have. The one thing that this guy was missing was a creative LinkedIn header image. So that is the image that you see behind the profile once you click on someone's to view. Since his blog was all about sales and he actually reviews sales books, my thought was to put all of his favorite sales books on one bookshelf, all in a row. Then place something relevant to yourself. So if you love baseball, just stick a baseball in there randomly. Then photograph that individual shelf and make that your header. This all ties together really nicely because, one, the blog that he writes is all about sales, so seeing those sales books in his LinkedIn header automatically ties that together, as well as those posts that he'll be doing about reviewing certain sales books will tie the entire brand together even more. Going along with the first point that he was trying to achieve with his personal brand, which is creating awareness of his sales expertise, that folds the entire brand all together by showing he is an expert because he reads all these books, plus you can go check out the reviews of each one. Pretty dang sweet, if you ask me. Boom. That personal brand should now be poppin'. Really, your personal brand is so important. You need to give it a little TLC from time to time. I'm glad this was our first episode because it doesn't matter who you are, you can always up your personal brand game. Well, that's all, folks. Thanks for joining me on the first ever episode of Creativity Killed the Cat. I hope you had as much fun as I did and were able to take away some creative marketing ideas that you can start using right now. If you're still stuck and need a little extra creative juice, head over to creativitykillscats.com to find some more content that will continue to get your creative gears turning. Plus, you can reach out and let me know if you want your business or brand as the theme of one of our future episodes. Keep saving those cats. I'll see you all on the next episode of Creativity Killed the Cat. In the meantime, try not to walk into any cornfields. I'm just saying.